You got played. You're mad. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Chantel, and today we have a review. We are going to be reviewing Love After Lockup, Season 7, Episode 6. Starts off with Damond and Gigi. Damond and Gigi are together. Damond had showed up at Gigi's house after he went MIA, okay? So Gigi, she's like, so who's with you at your mother's? Who's with you at your mother's house? Damond, he starts naming off names, right? My mother, my sister, this person, that person, the kids, and so on and so forth. Gigi's just looking at him like, okay, she doesn't believe him because she already knows that he done messed up. Damond's explaining, well, the phone was acting up, it was raining outside, so I couldn't answer the phone. And he's talking about, oh, and then my daughter, she spilled the tea on the phone, or she spilled the tea or something. Boy, stop. Why are you bringing your daughter into the lie? Just say what it was. Just keep the lie as it is. Do not bring your daughter in on the lie. Like, why do you have to do that? So that annoyed me. Gigi, she asked, she's like, well, so were any of the baby mamas there? And he's like, no. Again, she's kind of side-eyeing him, but obviously she goes ahead and she says, you know what? I will give him the benefit of the doubt this time. Like, she lets it pass this time, okay? The mom's talking about, like, oh, I would never do anything to hurt Gigi and I love her so much. Okay, so why aren't you telling her the truth? Because I know in Gigi's heart of hearts, she knows that Damond is a damn liar. She just knows. She already knew from the calls and him not answering, just from the way he was moving. So I don't even know what all this is about, but fine. Scene cuts to Bonita. Bonita's with her friend at a bar and they're having a drink and she's just, letting it all out. She's letting her friend know that Damond was complaining about a toothache and she sent him to urgent care. And she's letting her know, like, I sent him to urgent care, I dropped off my daughter, and then when I came back, the car was gone and Damond's nowhere to be found. Bonita is basically saying, listen, the mom better be dead or in jail. That's the only way that I'm going to be listening to anything he has to say or trying to like work anything out with him. Dead or in jail. That's it. Bonita's also onto his mom. She believes that she knows more than she's leading on to believe, which she does, because we all seen, even from last season, the mom has been encouraging Damond's lies and his games, and she's in on it. It's the whole family. The mom, the stepmom, Damond, the stepdad, and the mom. They're all doing this nonsense and helping him with the lies and the debauchery that he's doing. Bonita now, she decides to call the mom. She's worked up, so she decides to call the mom. She calls Damond's mom. She's like, hey, have you heard from Damond or whatever, right? And the mom was like, she's on script, right? She's on script of what Damond told her to say. So the mom's like, yeah, he went to urgent care because he was complaining about his tooth, and that was the last time I spoke to him. Benina's like, well, was he in urgent care before he went into urgent care? The mom, she stops. She pauses. There's some silence. Then the mom says, oh, well, we didn't talk about that. Okay, well, we already know that you're lying. Bonita knows. So then Bonita asks the mom about the car, because you remember when she went to drop off her daughter to school, she came back and the car was gone. The car that Damond had provided for her so she can, like, I guess, get around the city and pick him up and stuff. So she's like, what happened to the car? The mom's like, oh, well, yeah, we came and picked it up, because we didn't think you needed it anymore. Bonita's like, so, like, you would think that you would tell me that? Like, you're just going to come pick up the car? Nobody knocked on the door. Nobody did. That's how you know it's shady. Nobody knocked on the door. Nobody called her. The car's just gone. The mom's like, well, we didn't know how long you were supposed to have the car for. We thought it was just for you to pick up Damond, and then that was it. But so why aren't we communicating? It's sneaky. And Bonita's onto them. Bonita's like, okay. Bonita, she takes it at face value. She's like, okay, bye. Okay, Bonita, she knows something's fishy. She knows her mom's lying. She's like, she just doesn't believe what the mom has told her. Which, I mean, do you blame her? You're mumbling and stumbling when she asks you a simple question. Bonita and her friend, they end up leaving wherever they were at the bar. They get into the car, and Bonita, she's crashing out. This whole episode, she's crashing out. She's crashing out in the car, yelling and screaming, oh, nobody better be playing in my face, and blah, 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 and this and that and that. You already know. You already know. The red flags and the signs are there. You already know. There's no point in crashing out. So now we get to Damond and Gigi. They're in the car, and they are going to get his hair done. Last episode, when Damond was on his nonsense, when he was with Bonita and Gigi was left in the dark, I remember he had called up Gigi and was like, hey, come and pick me up because I want to get my hair done or whatever, something like that. He basically called Gigi when he was finished with Bonita and was like, hey, come and pick me up. And Bonita was like, no, I don't feel like to come and pick you up. I'll send a car. Okay. So she was mad at him because he was MIA all day. Now they're together and they are going to go and get his hair braided because that's what he wanted. Bonita's going to go and help him out. Sorry, Gigi. Gigi, you know, she's not that upset anymore. She's feeling cute. She's feeling nice. They get into the shop where where she starts to do his hair. She's going to give him a wash and braid up and everything like that, right? So then Damond, he's talking about, oh, I'm going to be going out. My cousin just hit me out. We're going to be going out to the club and whatever. Gigi's like, listen, don't be getting on my nerves. Like, you're irritating me. He's like, what? He's acting stupid per usual, right? It's an act. It's a game to him. And he's like, so why are you irritated? And she's like, listen, fool, you were just telling me that you had a headache because of like the whole tooth situation, right? The urgent care situation. He went to go get his tooth taken care of. So she's like, you just told me that you had a headache. Like, where are you going? You need to sit down and stay inside. He's like, oh, you know, I'm good now. Everything's good. You know, since I got you here doing my hair, I ain't got the headache no more and I'm ready to go. Gigi's like, I don't even know why she's playing games with him. But anyways, she's like, really? Mom's talking about, oh, you know, it's all about my mental and I need to celebrate going out for me. And, you know, I need some me time and I want to go out. And he's talking about like, you know, if Gigi can't handle that or respect that he needs time to himself and he needs to go out and do out what he needs to do, then, you know, then she doesn't really love him or whatever, right? Gigi is upset and she's trying to like understand why he's not spending time with her. She's basically like, you haven't even been out for a week. Like, you've been out for like 24 hours, 48 hours, and we've only spent 12 hours together. She's not thinking that he's taking the relationship serious because she's like, listen, if he really did love me, if he really was for me, then he'd be spending all his time with me like he said he was when he was locked up. But Gigi, that's what you get because your mom told you already from before. She's like, once these men or whoever is locked up in jail for a long time, once they get out, like, they're going to tell you everything that you want to know on the phone. They're going to be in your ear. I love you this. I love you that. We're going to spend all the time together. But then as soon as they get the freedom, they're outside. What do you expect? Yes, you held them down in jail. They needed your company. But now they're outside. They don't need your company. What part of that do you not understand? That's what I want to know. Because we've seen it time and time again on this show. And Gigi's mom is living proof and she doesn't want to listen to her. So now you're sitting there all stressed out, acting like you don't know why this man doesn't want to stay inside when he just got released. Okay, fine. We're going to act stupid. We're going to play dumb. Because clearly that's what these women like to do on these shows. Just act dumb. Okay, fine, cool. Be dumb. So after Damond, he explains his reasonings as to why, you know, why he wants to go out and he's not spending time with her. She's like, you know what? Okay, I'm cool on you. Fine, go. Like, I'm not even going to get into it with you or whatever, right? She's like, I'm not mad. I'm cool, whatever. Gigi, you're salty because you're still begging this man. You're still trying to figure out things that you already know and you should know. But anyways, she's like, I'm just going to let him go, blah, blah, blah. She's salty, but she's acting like she's not. She starts to packing up her stuff and she's leaving. She's walking out the door. Damond's like, hey, wait for me. You're not about to leave me. And he's trying to get his stuff. Listen, by the time Damond can even turn around and even go outside, Gigi was in the car and she drove away. And she left him there. So I guess he had to get a ride somewhere else. She left, okay? Because she just couldn't handle it anymore. She was pissed off. Damond, he's doing his own thing or whatever. And Gigi, she's at home. She's watching his Instagram posts and stuff like that. And she's watching, she's like trying to figure out why he would rather be at the club than be with her. Your mom already explained why. I don't know why you're trying to bust your brain and try to figure out anything. The answers are all in front of you. Whatever. Some time has passed and Damond, he ends up going, like, time has passed. This is like another, I think the day after or whatever. He went out, he had a good time. He says that he came home at 3 a.m. And that whole time, Gigi's watching his stuff, Bonita's watching his Instagram and his social medias, and they're both like, "What? Where is this man? Like, why is he, like, he needs to be here?" So Damond, he goes back to Gigi's house, okay? And he was from being out all night. Damond, he's getting ready to go out again, okay? He's going out with his cousin. He's saying that he's going to go out with his cousin. And she's like, why are you going out? Like, when are you going to spend time with me? Like, where are you going? Damond talk about going out and wanting to party and do what he needs to do. Gigi, once again, she's like, you know, I'm not effing with you. Do what you got to do. But I'm not, you know, I'm not effing with you and the games that you're on. Okay, sure. That's why you're still there. That's why he's in your house. If you weren't effing with him, he wouldn't be in your house. Why is he there? Keep him outside. Don't even answer your phone anymore. Just block him. Just block. But you're not going to do that because you want him. You're okay with the games. So she's just sitting there acting like she's irritated, acting like she's annoyed. He's picking out his outfit and his clothes and whatever to go out with his cousin that night or whatever, right? Goddess is looking at him. And again, you see Goddess. She melts. Oh, fix your shirt. Why are you fixing his shirt? This is why he's playing games with you. Let him fix his own shirt. That was just so, I was like, girl, what are you doing? This is why he's not taking you serious. Why are you trying to fix your shirt? Why are you trying to be cute? Why are you trying to be soft? Send him on his way. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't understand why you were doing that. Well, after that, Damond, he goes on about his business to go and do what he wants to do. Now, they cut the scene and they go to Bonita, okay? Bonita, she's laid up in her bed. She's acting like she's in her bed. She's acting like she has such a rough night because she hasn't been able to contact Damond. Damond was out. He hasn't contacted her since the tooth urgent care thing, and he's just been out and about doing his own thing. She's in bed. She's upset. She's watching his Instagram. She's watching his socials, getting upset. She's looking at him party. Then she's like, hold on, but wait. Why is his hair braided? Who braided his hair? When did he get his hair braided? And he's all dripped out. He's dressed up. She's like, when did he get his stuff? Like, what is going on? That makes her upset. That makes her upset. And she crashes out. She goes downstairs. She's looking through her phone. Listen, why she's standing above the welcome home cake? Because there's a welcome home cake. She's like, man, F this welcome home cake. She starts pounding the welcome home cake. Why are you pounding the welcome home cake? Eat that cake. I'd keep that. I am not messing up a good cake that did nothing to me, that I spent money on. I'm not mashing up no cake for no man. I'm going to enjoy it. Girl, eat your feelings. This is the time. Eat the cake, have some champagne, and say forget about him. She's pounding the cake. She's beating up the cake. Girl, she's crashing out on the cake, acting like a fool over Damond. Over Damond. This jailbird who just got released from jail. That's why she's crashing out. Okay, fine. Because you've survived without him this whole time. I don't understand why. Anyways, so that's what she's doing. Funny because Damond had sent her like a provocative picture, like while he was out, I guess, to like, to calm her down, to be like, I'm going to be coming home and you're going to get all this. He sent her a picture like that. And she's like, but like, she wasn't feeling it. She's like, that is not supposed, like, what is that going to do? D is not everything. She said she'll bite it off. Like, stop playing with her. She said, don't even do that. Well, he sent that because he knows more than likely you guys are going to fall for it. So he sent that hoping that would keep her cooled down and she'd be excited to see him once he came back from being MIA. That's how their scenes end, because the whole time, even last episode I didn't review, but I seen it, and Damond has just been playing games, going here, going there, not calling people back, not answering Gigi's FaceTime, lying, because she called him right on the spot. You're not even calling, like, he's not even covering his tracks. Like, you sent the mom to pick up the car from Bonita. Why not call Bonita and be like, hey, I got my mom to pick up the car or something? Like, stay on top of things. He's just being very messy. And the fact that these women are not just saying, okay, you know what, I'm done. And they just keep questioning him and going through with it. It's like, is this what you want? What are you really fighting for? Like, anyway, so that's how all their stuff ends up. And keep in mind, I understand why the women are mad, right? They're acting, I understand why Bonita and Gigi are mad. I'm not saying they shouldn't be upset, but I'm like, there's a time when you need to let it go. Both of you guys have been holding him down while he was locked up in prison. You've been communicating with him, making him feel alive and loved, and you guys are making all these plans. He gets out, he lies, he sleeps with one, goes, sleeps with the other, he doesn't stay in contact. It's just like, I'm going to talk about Dia and Cyrus. Dia and Cyrus, they are packing up from the hotel. They had spent the night and they are on the way back. They're basically leaving the hotel. They had spent time together. They're good. they enjoyed themselves. Dia's basically saying that his performance was well, and she loves the way he looks in his birthday suit, and she's happy with everything that happened, even though I guess he didn't last long, but she's happy with how everything went, and she just, she's just fulfilled and happy she got to spend time with her man, like some intimate time. They leave the hotel, they head back to the PO office so Cyrus can get all his guidelines and stipulations when it comes to like what he can and can't do while he's out of prison right now. And Dia, she's saying how, she's kind of nervous about telling the kids that Cyrus, he's not going to be coming back to their home to live with them because that's what the PO officer, that's the information that they got last episode, that he wouldn't be able to be staying with her. I don't think her kids would be as upset about Cyrus not being able to live with them as she's leading us to believe. Like, if anything, she's the person who's upset. I don't even think the kids would care, but she's saying she's nervous to tell the kids because that's going to break their heart. I suppose if they built some type of relationship over the phone, but nah. Cyrus is saying how he's excited to see his mom. He says he hasn't seen his mom since he's been locked up. I think he was only able to see her 2 times. He was saying like, he doesn't expect people to be able to come and visit him. People have lives, and he doesn't hold anything against his mom, but he's really happy to see his mom, and he can't wait to see her and hug her. So Dia, she's waiting for Cyrus. It's been 3 hours since he's been in the PO office, and then he finally comes out. Dia had called her sister to kind of pass time, and they were talking about like what was going on and things like that, but then Cyrus came out. This is 3 hours later. This is 3 hours after he has been in the PO office. He comes out and he's like, hey, let's take a walk. I need to talk to you. So they get to walking, and then he like starts to talking, and it seems very important and it seems serious. So he's like, yeah, he's like, you know what? He's like, I'm going back to jail today. They're sending me back today. Dia's like, what? She's about to break down and start crying. He's like, some warrant popped up, so they're taking me back right now. They're taking me back today. My girl's really literally about to break down. Like, when hasn't she broken down in this process? But she's about to break down again. And the Cyrus is like, oh, I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking. I'm coming home. Are you an idiot? That's what I want to know. How is that funny? You guys have just been through all this chaos. Okay, and you thought, and she thought that you weren't going to be able to come home to her house to stay. That is not a joke. That is not a joke. Cyrus is an idiot. Like, he's young. He thought it was funny. She says nothing about it. She's like, oh, she starts laughing, and they hug each other. They're idiots. I'm sorry. That was not funny. And it wasn't the time and place to be pulling no jokes like that. So Dia, she's happy. She's elated that they get to be together. So now they're on the way to her house to celebrate New Year's, and they have Dia's family as well as some of Cyrus's family at the sister's house, I believe, waiting for them to arrive. So we see a clip of Dia's sister and her daughter, which would be Dia's niece. They're talking about the situation between Cyrus and Dia, like, and they're talking about it, like, how do you feel about Cyrus coming back? Like, how do you feel about the whole situation? The sister, as everybody else, like her oldest daughter and her mother, is tired of Dia bringing home these strange men and getting into these relationships for them not to work out. Like, they're tired of her being irresponsible and bringing these losers home. So they're tired of that, and they're tired of her expecting them to be so welcoming. I'm sure it's happened so many times where they're just over it and they're just like, enough is enough. Sister, she also thinks that Cyrus has taken advantage of Dia because she says, Cyrus seen how Dia was treating her ex Jared. So I guess he's seen all the positivity and all everything that comes with being with Dia, and he wanted some of that for himself. So the sister's saying that he took advantage of her, and he wants that same treatment that Dia was handing out to her ex Jared. At the end of the day, sister says, Dia picks horrible men, and she doesn't even think that the relationship's gonna last. So at this point, everybody starts trickling into the sister's home, like the mother, Dia's mom, the kids, cousins, sisters, Cyrus's mom, Cyrus's friend, like Cyrus's mom shows up. Cyrus's mom, she's like, she's worried and nervous about Cyrus just being thrown and not even thrown, because he's putting himself in the situation. He's jumping into a situation where he's coming straight from jail and right into a family dynamic. Cyrus does not have children of his own. So the mom is right to be worried. She's like, she just wants him to be on track. She says she hopes that the relationship works out between them, but she's also like, if my son needs time and he needs space and he doesn't really want to go through it, she's like, I'm fine with that as well. So mom seems to be okay with that. So Cyrus and Dia, they arrived to the house, but they're outside. They didn't go into the house yet. And Dia, she decides before they go inside, she's gonna have like a quick talk with Cyrus, right? And she's telling Cyrus, she's like, this is the first time you're going to be meeting my kids in person, and my kids are everything to me. It's very important that this works out. And she's like, she knows it's a lot of responsibility for him to be a stepdad, and because Dia has 4 kids, she has 4. She has an older daughter who's like an adult. She's like 18, 19, but she has 3 younger kids. That's still a lot of responsibility. So, he's coming in, he's taking on the role of stepdad, he's taking on the role as husband. From what I know, he's never been in that situation before. He doesn't even have kids. So Dia's like, I just want to make sure that you are making the right decision. And like, if you don't feel like you can live up to the expectations that come with being a stepdad and a husband, she says like, walk away now. It'd be better if you walk away now than later. Here comes Cyrus and his dumb self again. This fool, anyways, he's telling these dumb jokes, okay? Cyrus is like, oh man, he's like, oh well, he's like, I'm gonna have to walk away now then, because he's saying that he can't handle it. Then he's gonna talk about, oh, I'm just playing with you, I'm joking again. That's a joke. And Dia's sitting there laughing. I'm sitting here like, how dumb are you guys? The man, to me, it seems like his true feelings are coming out. This is the second joke he told in less than, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 hours about him not wanting to be with Dia or taking on this role. Why are you joking about this? You're right here. You're at the house. You're at the door. You're literally gonna walk in and meet everybody. He's joking. That didn't sit well with me. I'm like, this guy's an idiot, and Dia's an idiot as well. It seems like he's telling on himself, like like he doesn't want he doesn't want to be in the situation, so he keeps making these jokes, but then he's saying, nah, I'm good. I'm just kidding. Anyways, she accepts it because she's a bird, and she laughs it off with him, and then they decide to walk up and go to the house. He did say that he would embrace the kids just like he has embraced her. They go into the house and they walk in. Everyone can see them from outside, like when they're walking up, they can see them through the window. So they walk into the house, and Cyrus's mom, she jumps up, she goes and she gives him a hug, right? I don't blame her. She's been seeing her son. She hasn't seen her son in 6 years. She goes, she gives him a hug. Cyrus, he gives one of Dia's daughters a hug, and they all start like, embracing each other, saying hi and welcome home and things like that. Okay, so everybody's greeting each other. Everybody's happy that he's home, and everyone. It's a vibe. Okay, everybody's emotional and they're feeling it. Cyrus is saying in that moment, he's like, he wants to be a dad, and he feels like this is where he wants to be in life, and he's ready to do it. So after that, they get in and everybody greets each other. Cyrus and Dia's sister, a bunch of people are in and around the kitchen, but Cyrus and Dia's sister, they're in the kitchen, and Dia's sister pours a shot for both of them. They take a shot, like a celebration shot, okay? Dia's mom sees. So Dia's mom's like, excuse me, is he supposed to be drinking? They're like, oh, chill, like, and she's like, no, she's like, I just want to make sure that he's starting off fresh and he's on the right path. So like, why is he drinking? I get where mama's coming from, right? So Dia, she jumps in and she's like, no, she's like, it's New Year's, like, let's just chill, we're having a good time, we're celebrating. She's like, the liquor store is going to be closed tomorrow, so we're just having some fun, like, we're celebrating, right? And Cyrus is like, we're going to the liquor store right after this. We're going to the liquor store to buy some more, so don't worry about me, I'm getting more. So Cyrus, Dia, and her sister, they go outside to have a chat or whatever, right? And Dia's sister is telling Cyrus, like, I don't want my sister to just keep giving these losers chances, right? She doesn't want her sister to keep on bringing home these men and getting away with everything with Dia. Like, she's tired of that. Cyrus is basically like, I'm here for her, I'm going to treat her well. The sister whips out her prison ID card. She's like, I got the ID card. I don't even have a card. She's like, this is my ID card. I got the prison ID card. And she's like, we federal babies. I'm a federal baby, So she's like, I'm not trying to down anybody who's been in prison because I've been there. And she's like, so we're trying to do good. We're trying to do good, okay? I don't know. She seemed proud that she had that prison ID. The way she whipped that out, and she was like, I'm a federal baby. I'm a jailbird. I'm an ex-jailbird. Like that's something. Anyways, you're proud of that? I know that she was just trying to make him feel comfortable, but when you're like, we federal babies, girl, sit down. That's nothing to brag about. Put that shit back in your pocket where it belongs. Sister's saying, being an inmate makes you want to do better, makes you want to be free. Like, it makes you kind of look at things from a different point of view and be like, man, I got to buckle down and do better, okay? Cyrus is like, he's been in jail for his entire adult life, so he is done with it. He wants a fresh, clean slate, and he's ready to move on, and he's just done with, like, the prison life. And they're done. That's done. That's it with them. So now we move on to Kirsten and Brady. We see Kirsten. She is getting ready to leave her home. She's getting ready with her kids, packing up to go and take a 6-hour trip to go and see Brady. Because again, Brady's where he's staying at his halfway house is 6 hours away. So she's packing up everything. She's getting the kids together. They're making it like a family getaway at the hotel to go see Brady. Okay. So now they're in the car and they're on the way, and Kirsten's asking her kids, like, what's the first thing you're going to do when you see Brady? Like, are you excited? Like, what's the first thing you're going to do? And one of the daughters is like, oh, I'm going to give him a hug or whatever. I don't know why. Okay. I don't know why you're asking your kids that. Like, I just don't like the forcing of the children to build a relationship with this man. Like, why are you asking them that? Oh, what are you going to do when you see Brady? What's the first thing you're going to do? It's just like, let it flow. If they feel comfortable doing all that, then just see how it is. All you need to really be doing is like, this is Brady, this is that. That's it. So it's been about a month since she's actually seen Brady, since the last time she's seen him. So she's really excited and happy to see him again. So the kids are asking, they're like, hey, so is Brady coming to live with us at home? Right? Well, like when we leave the hotel, like, is he coming with us? And Kirsten explains to them, no, he's not coming with them. He stays somewhere else for now, but eventually he will be coming to stay with them. He tells the kids they're going to be spending time with him, like for the 2 days, like doing activities, and then they're going to go their separate ways. Kirsten, she's talking about how she spent a lot of money planning this trip and how money's really tight for her. Again, like, she is a single mom, and I think she has 2 jobs, but she works, and she's just saying, like, things were rough, and I understand that. I get that. She's saying that she spent, I think, $1,200 on the trip. She spent $1,200 to bring her and her kids down to go and see Brady. First of all, I don't even think the kids need to go. Why are you bringing the kids? I know, like, I don't like this rushing of trying to build a family with somebody who just came out of jail that you don't even know. Like, you're literally bringing your kids down to a hotel with a man so you could possibly get it in. That's what I get from it. That's because you should have left them home. They should have been home with their grandma. Why are you bringing them there? I feel like if it's really that serious, you can wait until Brady is out of the halfway house. Then he can meet the kids. You drive in 6 hours with the children to go stay in a hotel. You're wasting money saying that you don't have to be with some man. It's just like, to me, I'm just like, the priorities are not prioritizing. Is that even a word? Like, the priorities are not, like, it's giving bird. That's what it's giving. I don't care. Sorry. You're a bird. That's all I can say. Why would you have those kids sitting in that car for 6 hours? Anyways, it's about 5 hours into the ride, and the kids, kids don't like sitting for that long. So they're in there, they're cooped up. They're like, they're getting bored and agitated or whatever. So she decides to call Brady. Okay, she calls Brady. She letting them know that they're on the way, but she's like, the kids want to talk to you because they're bored and they want to see how you're doing. They start talking. The kids seem to take to him because, I guess they're comfortable talking to him, I guess, on the phone, because that's basically how the relationship was built, through video calls and phone calls and things like that. So they're talking. The kids are like talking to him. Okay, so they finally make it to the halfway house, and Brady gets into the car. The kids, they're all excited. They're like, hi. They're all excited and hi. He didn't even look like he paid those kids any damn mind. He just got into the front seat, and I seen him looking straight ahead. He probably did one of these when he got in, but I didn't see anything. I didn't see that he was interested to see the kids. That's what I seen. Did you see that? That's what I seen. He's like, what are y'all doing? Like, what's up or whatever? And the little girl, she starts to explain, they had to do this, they had to do that. I forget, but she was explaining something. My guy was like this, and then he just turned right back around to Kirsten. I'm like, he's not trying to hear the kids. He's not. So he turns around and then he kisses Christian. He's like, oh, I miss you. I love you. Blah, blah, blah. Fine, cool. So the next scene they show that they pull up to the hotel and they're getting ready to come out the hotel to go into the actual, they're getting out of the car, sorry, to go into the hotel. And he gives the little girl a hug. Cute, fine, whatever. And then the little boy asks him, he's like, was jail not fun? Like, was being inside jail not fun? When I tell you kids be asking questions, kids don't play. They're going to say what they need to say. Brady's like, no, it was not fun. Yeah, stay out of jail because it's not fun. Brady's telling production, he's like, he's saying that being a stepfather is a big role and he's going to do his best and he will be a father figure, but he's not there to replace Kirsten's kid's dad. Like, he's not there to replace him, but he is there to step into the role of father figure and do the fatherly role in the household. Supposedly, Corey, who is his I think it's his ex-wife, ex-girlfriend. Anyways, they have children together. They have a set of twins. The wife, or Corey, she's supposed to be coming down to the hotel where they're at with the twins so he can see the twins and then so everyone can, I guess, spend some time together because I guess that's what they're trying to do. Like, because Kirsten and Corey are friends. So I guess they're trying to make things go smooth and everybody knows each other so it's not awkward. So she's supposed to be coming down with the twins. He's basically like, listen, this is a new life for him. Like, between him being in the role of a father, a stepfather, and a husband, and co-parenting, he's like, it's a lot for him and it could be overwhelming. And it's just something that he's going to have to try and navigate to the best of his abilities. So it's the next day and they're all getting ready to go somewhere. This is the same day that Corey's supposed to be bringing down Brady's twins so they could see each other. And they're getting ready and they're supposed to be going somewhere. And, Kirsten, she's all happy and she's talking about, she's just giddy, right? She's giddy, she's kiki, she's laughing because she got to spend time with her man and she's happy. She said nothing happened. They just got to do a little something, not all the way, but it was because the kids were there. Well, duh. Why would you want to be doing anything like that with a strange man and your kids are staying in the same room? Good. Nothing should have happened. They shouldn't even be there. But yeah, that's what she's saying. We're getting ready and Brady, he's telling Kirsten that they're actually going to get some alone time, some time to actually be together without the kids, because he says that Corey is going to be watching all the kids. So Corey's going to be with her twins, her girls, and she's also going to be watching Kirsten's kids while she's there just for that night. So Brady and Kirsten can have some alone time. That's the plan. So they're happy about that. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. Kirsten, she tells us that she ended up paying for the hotel for Brady's baby mama to come down and stay with them. Why? You are complaining about it, money being tight. You don't have the money. You are already a single mom. You have declared this jailbird who just came out of jail, who's also prone to being a drug addict. You've assigned him the role of husband and stepfather. Okay? I'm just trying to find out. So he obviously can't help with that. So why is she paying for that? If Corey wants to bring their twins down to the hotel so they can spend some time together, then that is Corey's responsibility. Kirsten, you don't need to be begging and acting like you're a homemaker and like you're the angel and send this up. Corey and Brady can figure that out. This is the problem. She's inserting herself where she doesn't need to be inserted. You think that lady is your friend, but I don't even know. I don't even know if that lady's your friend. You guys are playing like you're friends, but at the same time, that lady's probably pissed because the man just came out and he's with you and your kids already. Like, you're doing all the stuff. And he needs to build a bond with his daughters that's been here the whole time. So when Kirsten said that she paid for Corey's hotel room to come down with the kids, I was like, this lady's an idiot. You're too beggy. You're desperate. I don't know why she'd be paying for that. Let that lady and her twins come down on their own accord. She can pay for that. You're complaining about not having money. Anyways, I just thought that was so stupid. I'm like, what are you doing? You're doing too much. Kirsten, Brady, and her kids, they end up going to like a play place. It's like a, one of those play places. Like, they have an arcade. They have like probably trampolines and stuff like that. And they have all these activities. They went to one of those types of places. So they're there. They're having a good time. They're having fun. Brady, they haven't heard anything from Corey, but I don't know if he called her or she called him, but Corey calls Brady and she tells him listen, we're not coming down to the hotel today. We're not going to be able to make it. Brady's like, why? What's going on? And she's like, how one of the twins, she has swollen lymph nodes. So they had to go and take her to emergency care, like into the hospital, to see what was going on with that. And that's pretty much it. So, Kirsten, you paid for the hotel. Are you going to get your money back? This is why I'm saying you need to stay in your place. Like, don't overstep your boundaries. Don't overstep your position. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're new to this. Brady ends up telling Kirsten, because Kirsten's like, what's going on? Is everything okay? And he's like, well, you know, the twins, one of the twins, she has swollen lymph nodes. So they're taking her to the hospital to get it checked out. So they're not going to be able to come down. Kirsten's like, okay, all we can do is wait, and all we can do is pray and hope everything's okay. They end up going back inside the play place or whatever to be with the kids. So Kirsten, even though she said, okay, all we can do is wait and pray, she is a little frustrated. And I get it. Like, you shelled out money for, like, you planned all this and you shelled out money. But like I said, serves you right, because you had no business doing all that. Brady is the dad. He's the one, like, he should be setting this up. He should be getting all that together. But you want to step out of your place. You want to do it now. You're out of more money and you're feeling frustrated. And she's even more frustrated because they found out that Corey's not in the same state as them. So she's kind of like, what's really going on? I guess she was supposed to be in the same state, but she's not in the state. So was Corey planning on going to the hotel anyways in the first place? We don't know. So Brady, he's feeling some type of way that he can't be there for his twins right now. He's all the way in another state. And he also feels that Corey is not telling him the full story of what's going on with the whole situation, why she's not there. You know, he thinks it's more serious, whatever's going on with the twins or why they're not making it. He's really frustrated and he's feeling some type of way because he's like, you know, he wants to be there for the kids. And he's saying, like, you know, if I leave the state, because he can't leave the state, those are his stipulations and guidelines for his halfway house, the PO officer guidelines. And he's saying, you know, he doesn't care if he ends up leaving state to go be with his children. He's like, you know, because he's done with being held down and not being able to do what he wants to do because of the stipulations. It's like, boy, you knew what it was. Stay your ass in the state and don't get in any more trouble. Because what's the point of doing that and then your ass goes back to jail? You're not going to see the kids again. You're going to be in the same predicament. Slow your roll. Stop acting. Just stop. Stop acting like you're about that life. You're not. Just do what you're supposed to do so you can actually be there for your children in the future. Don't mess it up. We get to Rich and Felicia. Rich and Felicia, they're in a boutique store and Felicia's trying on some outfits, some little outfits, you know, because she needs clothes. She needs, you know, she needs to get her outfit game up. She wants and she expects Rich to buy her these outfits. Rich, he takes a look at the price tags and he's like, ooh. He's like, these are looking a bit too steep, right? It's still like a 2-piece outfit that's over $100. And Felicia's like, well, I ain't got no money, so you need to, like, fork the bill. Rich is like, all right, I got it. So Felicia, she try on clothes, but then they show her in the confessionals and she's saying, like, oh, well, you know, Sicilian men, they don't play about their women. They don't play about their wives. They pay for the bills. They take care of the taxes. They take care of the properties. They make sure everything's good. Everybody's fed. Everybody's eating. Bills are paid. She's like, and that's what she expects from Rich, basically. That's how she wants to be treated. It's like, girl, stop. Like, you were running game on this man in jail. You had all these men sending you stuff or whatever. Now you're out of jail. All of a sudden you're like, oh, well, I need to be treated like a queen. Are you queen material? That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying Rich is any type of material, but are you? Like, both y'all are like, what is going on? Anyways, she ends up getting a call. She's talking about, oh, well, send this transfer, send this money to this Cash App, do this, do that. I need this, I need that. She's on the phone. Rich is like, okay, who's that? She gets off the phone. Rich doesn't even have to ask. She's like, that was my manager on the phone. I was speaking to my manager. Rich is like, manager? He's like, manager? He's like, you're still doing that stuff that you were doing in jail? He's like, you're still playing those games and like running game on men, getting money. Because when she was in jail, she had a manager and assistant and everything help her juggle all these men. She said she had about 20 men, 20 clients while she was in jail. She had like a pen pal system business going on where she'd like promise men like love and she'd be with them, and when she gets out, like, they'd have a family and they'd be together, just selling them a bunch of lies and fantasies. And that's how she was making money in jail. So Rich doesn't like that she's still doing that. Felicia's like, how are you gonna get mad? She's like, I don't got no money, I need to survive. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, this is what I need to do. Rich is like, okay, so how are you pressing me about the divorce and the divorce papers if this is what you're still doing? Like, you're still talking to all these men. I thought you were supposed to be done with that once you were out. And it was just supposed to be me and you. We are supposed to be here. She's like, listen, you need to get over it. Basically, she's like, chill. She's like, I'm not with those people. We have nothing together. It's just jail talk. It's just finesse. You know, she's like, there's nothing going on between us. But she's like, I don't feel comfortable if I don't have money. If I'm not walking around with money in my pocket, I can't have something on me for myself and be able to do what I need to do for myself. She's like, I'm not comfortable and I don't live like that. That's not how I want to live. That's not how I want to move. So Rich is like, oh, so I ain't got no money. I don't got no money. Nobody said you didn't have money, but you're moving like you don't have money because you didn't even get this girl nothing. Felicia's like, reverse the roles. She said, reverse the roles. She's like, if you were in prison and I was out and I was holding you down or whatever, she's like, when you were released, she's like, I would have had you. I would have had you set up. Like, you wouldn't be asking for anything. She does have a point because we have already seen on the show, on plenty of seasons, even previous episodes, even in the season, when the person comes out of the jail, the person, their partner, whoever who's with them, they usually show up with something for them, right? They show up with like a basket. The basket has clothes, it has shoes, it has a phone, it has food, it has snacks, it has like the basics, right? Rich didn't even do that for her. So yeah, Rich, you dropped the ball. She has a point. You didn't bring her nothing. You brought her nothing but D. That's what you brought her. You didn't even do the bare minimum. So she does have a point. Rich is like, oh, so what do you want? What do you need? He's like, write the list. Write the list of what you need. She's like, you can start with them divorce papers. Show me proof of those divorce papers first. Then we can move on. Rich thinks he has a one-up. He's like, oh, well, she wants the divorce papers because it's a one-up, right? It's a game because, usually the person who's cheating, they will be guilty and they'll blame the other person who's not cheating for cheating. Rich, shut up. Just please shut up. You're playing games. You thought this girl was going to be an easy lick because, like you said, you thought she was pure because she went into jail when she was 17. She was young. She wasn't even an adult. She was underage. And you thought you'd get one up on her, but she's not budging. She's like, who you thought you're playing with? I need divorce papers. I need this, this, and that. So, I mean, I don't feel bad for any of them. Both of you guys are playing a game, and now you're caught in it. She's basically like, listen, if you don't come up with those divorce papers with the proof, she's saying, then we don't need to be together. Plain and simple. That's it. After all that, now, it's the next scene or the next day or whatever, and Rich and Felicia, they pull up to Felicia's auntie's house, and they have a bunch of family and friends over, and it looks like they're having a crab boil. Which is like, he's been taking a lot of BS for the past few days from Felicia and her family. But he's like, you know what? This looks like good vibes. He just wants to enjoy himself and have some fun. They start to eat and start to dig in. At least, Felicia's like how she misses the food. She starts eating. But then her brother comes through and she gets off, she runs off the porch and she greets her brother with a big hug. They haven't seen each other for a while. They're happy to see each other. That makes sense. After that, Felicia, she pulls her cousin to the side. She's like, hey, come down here. I need to speak to you. So she's telling her cousin, when her cousin comes down, she's telling her cousin, she's like, how she doesn't want to bring it up right now because, they're at the family event. Everybody's having fun. But she's like, she really, the whole divorce paper thing, the whole divorce thing and not having proof, that is bothering her. That's been on her mind. She's like, I want to bring it up, but she doesn't think she should do it at the event. But then she's like, but like, I need to know. Cousin's like, yeah, we need to know. So what's up? What do you want to do? They go ahead and they call over the auntie. I think her name's Dia. They call over Dia, and Dia is the cousin's mom. So they tell Dia, they're like, listen, Felicia, she wants to know about the divorce papers. She wants proof. They're like, how do we go about asking him? Dia said, say less. I'm going to go and ask him right now. She starts to go on a walk. They're like, wait, no. They're like, what are you doing? Like, just calm down, wait. She's like, I'm going right now. Like, I'm walking right now to go and ask him, like, what's going on? Listen, Dia walked right up those porch steps and she went up to Rich and she's like, so, are you really divorced? Rich is laughing. he's like, yeah, I'm divorced. They keep asking this man about this divorce. I don't know why he just won't show them the papers or whatever, but he says he's divorced. Dia's like, okay, so you're divorced. Where's the proof? We need the proof. Like, before, you know what I'm saying? She's like, we need the proof. Where's the proof? Where's the paperwork? Rich is like, oh, I don't got the paperwork. I don't know where the paperwork is. I don't got the paperwork. Dia's like, okay, well, it's public, right? The information's public. She's like, should we go and just look it up then? Since, it's out there. Rich is like, yeah, you go do that. He's like, I welcome you. Go do that. Go look it up yourself. Honestly, I don't understand this whole back and forth thing. Since it is public information, just go and look it up. Why hasn't Felicia looked it up yet? Why are you waiting on this man to give you this proof? And I don't know why Rich is not giving them the proof. Like, if you really want to be with this girl, like, just be like, yeah, I'm divorced. Like Felicia said, she doesn't know anybody who would be like not wanting to prove that they're divorced, right? Like, who holds that information to themselves? No, I don't want to show you I'm divorced, but I want to be with you and you got to trust me. It's like, just show. But at the same time, I'm like, you guys just go do the work and go figure it out yourself. And if he's not divorced, bye. If he is, be like, why couldn't you tell me? Bye. Like, you guys don't have any reasons to be together. Auntie's like, listen, she's like, if you're still married and you're messing with my baby, she's like, you're going to have a lot of problems coming your way. Because plain and simple, right? Rich is like, oh man, he's like, this is weird. This is just weird. She's like, what's weird? I guess he's saying it's weird that they keep asking him, or like it's weird that he would be lying about being divorced. She's like, okay, fine. We'll get the proof, whatever. Anyways, and that conversation was done with them. Rich is hot and bothered. He's annoyed, okay? They show him the confessionals. The producer asked him, he's like, yo, tell the truth. The producer's like, tell the truth, be honest. He's like, are you divorced? Rich says, yes, he is. Once again. They go back to the scene at the house, and Rich, he's on the porch. He's all, he's getting all hyped up. He's like, da da da, forget this, and he takes off the mic pack. So he takes off the mic from production, and he gives it to them. He's like, man, I'm out of here because I'm being questioned and nobody's believing me, and he's tired of being questioned after he said time and time again that he's divorced and nobody's listening to him. Listen, and I get it, multiple people keep coming to him, Felicia, the cousin, the aunt, but it's just like, I get it too, because I don't want to be questioned by all these people. Like, who are you? Like, the one person who needs the information, you come to me first and come to me only. I don't need 1,000 people coming up to me. So I get where he's coming from, but at the end of the day, you're kind of dealing with somebody who hasn't been on their own. Like, she's an adult, but she hasn't been adulting. So they're like here trying to stick up for her and trying to be like, what's going on? So I get it. But at the same time, Rich, is like, just provide the proof. Like, what are you hiding? Why are you playing these games? I don't understand why you don't want to prove it. I don't even know why they're spending time with this man, because Felicia, you've been asking him for all this time. If you guys did not get the proof that you wanted and that you have requested up to now, send him on his way. Just be like, okay, Rick, bye. Like, you can go home now, because why are you here? That's what I would have done. But you guys just like to be doing this back and forth nonsense. He crashes out. He gives the mic. He takes off the mic and he starts to walking off. Felicia sees this and she's basically running after him like, Rich, where you going? What's up? What's wrong? Rich is like, ain't nobody got no damn time for no divorce papers. Ain't nobody got time to bring up no divorce papers. And he's walking off. Felicia's like, okay, so go back to Houston then. Go back if you're not going to provide me the proof. She's like, if you're saying you love me and you care about me, then why is it so hard to prove that you're not married anymore? Felicia's chasing after him. She's walking after him, talking about, you got me effed up. You got me effed up. I don't know who he's playing with and blah. Girl, shut the hell up. Really, just shut up. Nobody got you effed up but yourself. That's it. Felicia, if he does not want to give you the proof, just send him on his way. Just be like, bye. Don't answer his calls. Be like, I'm staying in New Orleans. That's it. Don't you have the other 20 guys? Like, you could, get yourself together. You can obviously look for a job and do all that good stuff that you got to clean up your life. But you still have your manager and your assistant. Make your money off of the pen pals and that's it. Leave Rich alone. You don't even need him. You really don't even need him. Last couple we're discussing is Mike and Kayleigh. We see Kayleigh, she's in her car. She's on her way to work, but she's going to make a quick detour because she's on her way to Mike, to the halfway house to drop off some things for him. She's still feeling a type of way about what happened between her family, like her mom and her brother, and Mike and his mom. Like, her mom and her brother didn't end up staying for the family dinner, the macaroni and cheese that they had. And it was just Mike's family and her. I don't even know why she went through with that. You're not going to be sitting in my home and you run away my mom and my brother. And then you have your weird mom sitting there in my house talking shit. Not happy. Like, Kayleigh needs to fucking stand up. I don't know why she's letting these people run her. I'm not saying she's innocent, because I don't like how she's moving and what she's been doing. But it's like, you're not coming in my house talking all that shit about my mom and having your mom. Both of them would have been out. Eat that macaroni and cheese in your car. What are you talking about? Anyways, so she's feeling a type of way about the situation, but she's also on her way to the halfway house to drop off some like ice packs or braces or something like that, because Mike messed up his knee when he jumped out of the truck when she had dropped him off the day or whatever before. She's still pissed that he kicked out her mom out of the house, but she's like, they need to get used to each other and adjust to each other and how things work. So apparently they're supposed to be meeting up for a date later. She's excited and she's nervous. This is their first date together. So they've been together since high school. This is their first date. Okay. This is their first date together. So she's feeling kind of good about it, but she's still nervous about the events that happened before. She's actually really nervous as well about finances, because now Mike has access to his bank statements and things like that, so he can see everything that's been going on and what she has spent. So she's nervous to talk about that and for him to bring it up. She's saying, well, if he loves me and whatever, like, money is not like everything, and it shouldn't just be based on money. I agree and I get that, but you can't mess up somebody's credit and say you're going to do stuff and don't do it and then expect them just to be okay with it. That's not how that works, Kayleigh. You need to get it together. Money is a big part of a relationship, and if I was with somebody and they're just spending money frivolously, you're doing all types of stuff, like $1,200 on coffee a month, you're gone. We're not doing that. You're gone. It's a big part, because you're not about to leave me homeless. You're not about to leave me homeless. You're not about to leave me with no food. You're not about to leave me, like, what I'm saying, without paying my bills. So yeah, you're gone if you're spending like that. So it is an important part, Kayleigh. You need to grow up. She's saying that she's picked up her bad spending habits from her mother. And I get that you can pick up habits and stuff from your mother, but you're an adult. You have 4 children. You can't keep blaming your mom. If you acknowledge what your mom did to you was wrong and how your mom is spending money is wrong, then you can't be using that as an excuse as to why you're doing the same wrong. Like, you're an adult now. Stop blaming everything on your mom. Kayleigh, she just knows for a fact that Mike is going to be only speaking about the money that she spent on herself and none of the money that she spent on Mike. So she's not looking forward to that. Kayleigh gets to the halfway house and Mike meets her outside. She gives him the things that he needs for his knee, the brace, the I don't know, the IC, whatever she gave him, but she got him a couple of things. And he's like, thanks or whatever. She's like, oh, so no hug, no kiss or whatever. And he's like, they're both mad at each other, basically, about how things had went down. And also, I believe Mike is extra mad because he got time to actually go through the bank statements. So he's just pissed. So he's not trying to give her no hug, no kiss, no type of affection. He's like, hey, bitch. She feels away because she drove out of her way to give him these things to help him with his knee. She's like, my work's not even in the same direction. And she's like, I'm driving far to come and see you. Like, the least you can do is, like, you know what I'm saying? Give me a little hug, give me a little kiss, show some affection. Mike's like, no. He said no. Mike's just pissed off because he's like, I know, he's been going through the statements. He's pissed because Kayleigh's not honest with the finances and she keeps lying. And he's really pissed about this $1,200 a month expense on coffee. Girl, make coffee at $1,200. That's some people's rent. That's like half a car payment. Like, what is she thinking? So Mike, he crashes out. He blows up on her. He's saying that Kayleigh was supposed to get him a car. She didn't get that. She was supposed to have all his debts and everything taken care of, and things were supposed to be paid off and things like that. So he is pissed about that. He's saying, like, he's basically saying he wasn't expecting anything from her that she didn't offer to do for him. So he's saying, like, you offered to do all this stuff for me. You offered to buy this, buy that, and to pay for this and pay for that, but you didn't. So, he's pissed about that. Basically, she led him on to believe that she would be taking care of all these things for him. I don't know why Kayleigh would be so stupid to offer some jailbird to pay their bills and pay off their debts while they're in jail, but it just seems like a desperate move. It seems like, what it seems like? This is why I see a lot of comments, like where I watch the show, I see a lot of comments of people shitting on Kayleigh. I'm not saying she shouldn't be shit on. I'm not saying that she's, not foul for what she's doing. Mike is foul too. Mike is foul. You see how he's talking to her? This is what happened. Listen, they both swindled each other. Kayleigh swindled Mike because Mike knew that Kayleigh loved him off from high school. Mike wasn't paying attention to Kayleigh in no high school. He wasn't. So when he went to jail and Kayleigh reached out, he's like, oh, got a lick. He thought Kayleigh was a lick. And Kayleigh, you got him swindled in because you're like, oh, I'm going to pay for this. I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to get this all done for you. And he thought he had something and he thought he could get it. You guys both swindled each other. I don't feel bad for none of them because you're a grown man, Mike. You're a grown man and you shouldn't have been relying on Katie with 4 children. Sorry, Kayleigh with 4 children to be taking care of you and paying any type of bills. What the fuck you thought this was? Who do you think you are? You were using her too. That's how I see it. He should have never been expecting her to do. That tells me what type of man you are too. You're selfish. You're nasty. You're a user too. You just got used more. Because Kayleigh got the D from you. Kayleigh got what she wanted from you from what she wanted from high school. She got that already. But you didn't get what you were supposed to get, which was your bills and stuff paid. She played you. You thought you were going to play her. She played you. Now you're mad. That's how I see it. I don't care if you agree with me or not. Both of them are not innocent. They both deserve what they're getting. Trust and believe that. What she did was foul. I'm not saying that. But when I see it, I'm like, Mike, you don't want this lady. The way you talked to her and the way that you seem so entitled for her to pay off the stuff, even though she said she would, even though you're a grown man and you should have did it yourself. Didn't you make those debts yourself? You got played. You're mad. You got played. And again, I don't like that you was accepting all that money from a lady, a single mom with 4 kids, and none of the kids are even yours. So that lets me know that you don't care because you were taking all that money, living large in prison. So what's your trade-off? Katie held you down, or sorry, Kayleigh, she was letting you live large in prison. You was buying prime ribs and steaks and T-bones and drinking, do whatever you're doing. I don't know if you're drinking, but you know, you was balling in there. And you came out, and she was like, okay, now pay these debts that I ran up. Yo, I'm done. I can't. Sorry. But that's what happened. I don't feel bad for none of y'all. You used her, but she used you. Okay? You're pissed. Mike, he's like, oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to handle my stuff and I'm going to do what I got to do because I'm a man and I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. Basically implying that Kayleigh is not woman enough to do what she says she was supposed to do because she didn't do it. Okay, well, you should have been did that. Why were you relying on her in the first place? Why? You tried to swindle, but you got swindled. I'm telling you. Everybody's on Kayleigh, and I'm saying what she did is not right, and she's stupid, and she's man-hungry, she's desperate. Because you sending all that money to a man in jail when he had children and stuff to take care of. And he knew that this lady wanted him from high school. He didn't talk to her in high school. He didn't fuck with her in high school. That wasn't his type. Kayleigh was watching him from high school and wanted him from high school. She got him when he got in jail, and she promised him all this stuff. And he said, okay, I got a lick. This girl's going to pay all this stuff for me. This is the girl that loved me off since high school. Got her. No, you didn't. She got you. Yo, when I say Kayleigh got him, okay. I'm not on nobody's side, but I see both sides. I see both ways. Mike is not innocent. He thought he was onto something. He wasn't. He walks off and she's like, are we still having our date? He's like, oh, I don't know. Maybe, or whatever. You're probably still going to go and have the date because you want that food. You want some restaurant food. You want to go out, okay? And you want to have a couple of drinks. So you're going to go out. I have a feeling you're still going to go out, okay? And then he walks off. He leaves her. Anyways, we see that Mike gets picked up by his mom. She's headed to take him to an interview. The interview is with the mom's boyfriend of 6 years, boyfriend, husband, or whatever, right? And the mom's not impressed with what Mike's wearing, but whatever. She's just like, don't embarrass me. Do a good job. Like, believe in yourself. You'll do good. Good luck, Before that, he was telling his mom how, he spoke to Kayleigh and how Kayleigh had ruined his credit and was spending money on everything and just wasting money. And he mentioned the $1,200 monthly coffee expense. And the mom's like, what? And the mom's like, oh, I bet you she's spending a ton on makeup too. Yo, when I said the shade, that mom does not like it. Yo, the mom said Kayleigh needs that makeup. The mom said Kayleigh's not cute because she be spending a ton of it on makeup. Yo, I caught that shade. Mom doesn't like Kayleigh. Mom probably thinks her son is too good for Kayleigh and too cute for her. I bet you mom thinks her son is too cute for Kayleigh. She don't like that girl. Okay? They get to the interview. He gets in. He meets his potential boss, and you know, the boss is like, you know, you're trying to get back into work and da da da. He's like, yeah, you know, I've been through some things and I want to change my life around, and this is what I want to do, HVAC, things like that. And potential boss, which is the mom's husband, he's like, you know, well, I don't do any favoritism around here. Everybody has to put in their own work. Everybody has to, you know, pull their own weight. So like, you wouldn't be getting any special treatment from me. And he's like, you know, you need to put in your work and you need to show me that you're capable of actually doing this work, and like, you know, that you belong here, right? And that you can pull your weight. Mike says he's going to pull his weight, and, you know, he's staying sober and he's on the right track, basically. So he ends up getting hired and he's going to start next Wednesday. Mike is happy. He's great. He's good to go. He goes back into the car. He lets his mom know what's up. He says, I don't have my license though, so I got to go and get my license, because the man did say he doesn't have his license and he can't drive or do any of the work until he has his license, right? HVAC, he's going to be driving around, like, you know, installing and fixing people's air heating systems and stuff in their home. So he needs to drive. Fine. They head right over to the DMV, right? And he has his card and everything, because the mom congratulates him on getting the job. She gives him his own bank card. It's a joint account with the mom. And, you know, he has his $14,000 on there that he's been saving up, which is all his. And they go, and he's excited to go and get his license. He's like, you know, Kayleigh said that she paid off all these debts, like the car debts and the tickets and stuff. So he's confident, he's good, that he's just going to go in there, get his license, and be out. He's in there for what, 30 minutes or something like that. He comes out, he's mumbling and cussing to himself. I was like, oh my gosh, what now? What now? He's pissed. He gets into the car and he lets his mom know, listen, Kayleigh didn't pay nothing. He had to pay $6,000 on the spot for the license. Not for the license necessarily, but for any back-owed tickets and fines and things like that. Kayleigh did not pay. She told him that she would pay, and she didn't. So he had to pay $6,000. That's half of his money gone that he saved already with his mom. Thank God he had that money to pay for it so he can actually work. But he's pissed. I would be too. She's a liar. She's a liar. She does too much. That was wrong. So listen, he's pissed. He's like, yo, I can't. He was expecting to only pay $1,000. This man had to end up paying $6,000. That's crazy. And Kayleigh be sitting up in his face the whole time, smiling and knowing everything. She is just wicked. She's wicked. She's trying to get back at him for him not paying her any mind in high school. Listen, she's a piece of work. She's dangerous. That's not cool. But that's what she did. He had to pay $6,000 right there and then. The mom tried to celebrate. He cut her off and was like, listen, this is what's up. And they're sitting there like in shock. Okay? Kayleigh. When I tell you Kayleigh swindled that ass, Mike's going to leave her. Mike's going to leave her because he's not staying. And none of those kids are his. So, listen. Guys, thanks for sticking with me. This was a long review. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please let me know. Did I miss anything? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Was there anything I missed? Let me know what's up. I will see you guys next time in another video and another review. So I will talk to you guys later.